Hello bitches, welcome back to my channel. Today we're just gonna keep it simple and make it a speed paint video. So I'm gonna show 5 comic speed paints that I did for my Instagram @MewTripled from Procreate. So all of these comics are comics I've done in the past, and luckily enough I did them in Procreate, so I still have the automatic speed paints that Procreate makes for you. So I just want to have a very stream of consciousness talk where I feel like we're just two friends sitting on the couch together, having a very casual yet intimate conversation where we're just, talking about our thoughts and our feelings, because I miss having that sense of a personal touch with the people that watch me or just follow me on Instagram. And if you don't feel like listening to this shit, feel free to just mute the video, play your own audio, because for me personally, I've always enjoyed hearing about the personal lives and the personal parts of the creators and people that I follow, just because I like hearing about the human sides to people and not just how they made this, how they directed this. Like, that shit is cool and all, but at the end of the day, we're all still human, so I just want to know people's genuine thoughts that are on their minds and stuff. So yeah, I just want to have a conversation like I would with my friends and just have y'all get to know me a little better, just because I feel like a lot of my videos on my channel, ever since I really revamped the stuff I want to upload, has been definitely more on, I don't want to say professional, because it kind of feels weird to call myself a professional when I haven't even worked in the industry for more than 5 years. I've only been in the industry for almost like 1.5 to 2 years now. And this is excluding school. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is just me filtering myself, but I just feel like I've just been making videos that are more on the informational side. Like, I feel like I'm an informational manual when you get your new camera, and I'm the instructions pamphlet of how you set the camera up and just, upload photos onto your laptop, except exchange the whole camera aspect with art, philosophy, and animation, and going to school for art or whatever. And I think that shit is great, because I think if I was a young girl looking on the internet now for information within this field, I would be fucking stoked if I saw someone that was just young enough to, be relatable to me, not too old or far ahead in the industry that I can't relate to them, but just someone who is still young enough to just feel like I can be them someday. Because when I was little and looking for shit about animation online, like, really the only people I heard about were, Walt Disney, but he's dead, so it's not like I can talk to him, not like I would have been able to talk to him if he was alive. Or it's like Glenn Keane, or just these veterans within animation that are unreachable, and if you sent them an email, they'll just never respond to you. And there was really no way to really access their human inner thoughts. And I'm pretty sure you could through some interviews, but this is just like a video of me just talking to y'all directly about what to do to get into the industry, or what to do to get to this school, or how to make these types of comics. And now it's more of just, I want to just talk to y'all like I'm your friend. That might sound fucking creepy, but I like intimacy in, the platonic way with y'all. I'm trying to make this video as appropriate as possible. So yeah, not that type of intimacy, okay? I'm taken, y'all, so don't get too excited. But yeah, so anyway, the point of me talking about this is just because I want to be able to share more of my personal side on this channel, of course, without oversharing too much. I know there's a limit and extent to how much you should be sharing, but I just don't want my channel to just feel like a place where I'm just here to just give you the directions of how to get to McDonald's or whatever. I just want to also be a place where I feel like when you come to this channel, you actually learn about the person that makes the comics. I don't know if that sounds like narcissistic. I don't mean to be, but it's just like, I myself want to feel more valuable than just the drawings I make, and I don't need that value to come from an audience either, but it's just like, I just want to start producing content myself that is just of me talking about my own personal shit, and if you feel like listening to it, great, cool, feel free to listen. Otherwise, I don't really care if you listen or not. So yeah, I just want to start making videos that are a little bit more personal. So in the future, definitely expect some more vlogs of my life, just because I feel like I get a little bit tired of making videos that are just always about me teaching how to do this. Not that it's a bad thing, again, it's just, again, I just don't want to always be putting all my self-worth in just the one specialty I have in art or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, I don't want to just keep like talking about art shit all the time, which, I mean, if that's a turnoff for you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm human and that I'm complex, but also not sorry. So basically, again, like, you know how there are lifestyle vloggers or just vloggers out there who just showcase their lives? I just want to do more of that shit, except not be a daily vlogger. Like, I would kill myself if I had to daily vlog. I just want to be able to produce content that I can look back on in my life and be like, wow, that was a great memory I had, or just, you know, be like, wow, that was my life back in 2020. So that's pretty much the point. So I want to just be more personal with y'all, and I feel like I definitely put a lot on my shoulders, and I feel like I do put a lot of pressure on myself to always be being as productive as possible and encouraging everyone to be productive too. And I think being productive is great and definitely necessary to some degree, because there is that like threshold when you pass and you're overly productive to the point where you're sabotaging your personal life and whatnot. And I don't think I'm sabotaging my personal life right now at all. I definitely think I have a better balance than I did when I was in college, but I just feel like I need to stop putting all my self-worth into just making shit all the time. And I know I preach this in all of my videos where I say stop putting your self-worth into your art, and that is true, but it is something that I myself am still a work in progress on. Like, probably back in college I was like I only made like 5% progress in that realm. Maybe now I'm like making 75% progress in that realm, but there's still that 25% left where I feel like I still need to find myself valuable during those moments that I'm not making art all the time, or that I'm not making comics all the time, or that I'm not a storyboard artist. Like, I feel like, I mean, I'm just being totally fucking unfiltered here, but there are times where I feel like the only thing that's impressive about myself is that, like, oh, I work in the animation industry, which is a world that's very unfamiliar to a lot of people. And it's cool because people don't know how that shit works half the time. And it's kind of like you're an actor or in disguise, because you get to be behind certain characters in films, but you don't have to show your face and whatnot. So I just wanna be more of a human and not just an artist all the time. And artists are human, but that is why I'm trying to show the human side of me. So yeah, I just think that ever since I was little, I've always just been a very productive kid. I'm not even saying this to toot my horn or trying to show off, but it's just one of the things where when I grew up in my family, I was raised in an Asian American household, Chinese specifically. My parents were never the types that were to like tell me to not pursue art. They definitely knew I had a passion for it. They knew I had the skill and potential to pursue it. I wasn't exactly great at it, even though, like, okay, I need to stop filtering myself. I'm moving on. So, yeah, so my parents definitely encouraged me to continue pursuing art, but you know, within that whole pursuing art shit, there's also still that like discipline behind it, where they're still like, oh, if you want to be able to draw, get your homework done first. If you want to be able to do this, gotta complete your essays or study for this test first. Or if you are making art, well, bitch, make more art. So it's just like, I feel like it's definitely a good thing at the end of the day. I developed a great sense of discipline and productivity at a young age that has stuck with me to this day. And honestly, it has really helped me. And I would not be here today without that type of upbringing. So I think it's good to be productive, but I feel like there are times I am too overly productive to the point that I cannot sit still. And I try to sit still, like especially during moments when I exercise or like have my coffee. Like those are my moments that I try, and especially when I'm stretching. When I'm stretching is like my meditation, and I think it's good that I can do that. But I also think I could do better by just not hating myself when I'm not doing art or when I'm not doing anything. So yeah, it's just everything is a work in progress. I don't think I'm like dying in this realm. I don't think I'm struggling to find inner peace with this concept, but I also don't feel like I'm a master at it either. Like I feel like I have some sort of grip on it, but I don't have my entire grip on it. Just like with everything else in life, I don't feel like anyone is perfect in anything. So yeah, what was I trying to say? So yeah, ever since I was little, I've had this sense of productivity ingrained in me, because in order for me to be able to draw, I had to finish all my homework and all my schoolwork. And once I was done with that, I could finally draw. But then once I got to college, drawing became the thing that I had to eventually do in order to be able to either draw more or hang out with people or spend time with people. And it was just a never-ending cycle of me just feeling like in order to do this, I have to do this first. But in life, that's just how things are always gonna be, where it's like in order for you to do this, you gotta do this. So I'm trying to have more moments in my life where I'm just like, I can just do this without doing this. And a lot of it has to especially do with managing time, which is something I feel like I'm good at doing, which I feel like gives me all the more reason to give myself moments of just doing nothing or taking breaks. But even sometimes when I'm taking breaks, like I'm just like doing chores, doing adult shit, or paying my bills, doing the laundry, washing dishes, cooking, meal prepping, or just running errands. That is considered a break to me. But even still, it's just like, I miss those moments in my childhood where I could just spontaneously be like, oh my God, I just feel like looking at a random book on my bookshelf and just flipping to a random page, and just things just happen spontaneously. And this is when I feel like I'm just such a planner, to the point where spontaneity has been more difficult for me. But the thing is that because I'm a planner, when spontaneity does happen, it feels so much more special to me when it does happen. But the amount that it happens is definitely not as much as I would like it to occur. So I think one of the things I want to eventually work on this year or next year eventually is to just allow myself to just let things happen to me in a good way, not bad way, hopefully. So yeah, so yeah, I just want to be able to feel like I am worthy even when I'm not posting comics or making work at work or progressing in my career. Like, I don't want my progress in my career life to be what dictates my happiness, because it's such a never-ending cycle. And sorry to break it to y'all, but at the end of the day, you're never gonna be happy if you always focus on a goal or an end goal and only just focus on that, thinking that that's what's gonna make you happy. And you can listen to a shit ton of TED Talks out there, because I listened to a shit ton of TED Talks out there before I made this video about this topic, because I felt like I really needed to listen to that shit. Where when I was little, I said, ooh, if I get into CalArts, that'll make me happy. If I get into CalArts, I know I made it. Then once I get into CalArts, I'm just like, oh shit, I forgot I need to get a job in order to survive. So once I graduated, I was like, okay, once I get a job just in animation, I'll be happy, because even if it's not storyboarding or whatever, at least I'm in a place where I know I can grow in that direction. And eventually I got promoted to being a storyboard artist. And once I was a board artist, I was just like, shit, I thought this was gonna make me happy or whatever. And now that I'm a board artist, I'm so focused on like, I want to be in a position in life where my main job is just making the thing that I've always wanted to make. And I know there's a long way for me to go in that, but that's also why I make the comics that I do on Instagram, because I love being a board artist and I love boarding stuff because I feel like I learn a lot in the process. But I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like I will always be missing that part of myself where at work it's like, I'm not doing the thing that I've always wanted to make. I'm doing something someone else wants to make, which is cool. I think it's necessary for you to learn and just experience stuff like that and have those experiences. I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, please serve me what I feel like I'm entitled to on a silver platter. That's not what I'm saying with this at all. But it's just like, as you just keep making achievements, there's always the next thing that you're looking at. And it's just, yeah, I know I'm not gonna be happy once I, maybe achieve the next thing in life I wanna be. And it's just a matter of just focusing on the now. This sounds so cliche, and I know it's cliche, but y'all, if cliches were so cliche and so easy, then we wouldn't have problems with this shit all the time, okay? Like, I know I sound like a fucking cheesy ass quote that you'd find on a motivational Pinterest post, but at the same time, that shit is true, okay? Like, things about these sayings is that they're so simple, and when you listen to it, you're just like, yeah, I get it. Like, I heard it like 15,000 times, but it's just like, okay, but bitch, how many times have you actually followed through with it and applied it to your life and actually seen the outcome of it in your life? And that is something I am trying to really focus on now, which is kind of what this video is. It's just kind of something I randomly wanted to make because I just wanted to be personal. I just wanted to have a chit-chat, talk with y'all and just have an intimate talk. And that is what I'm going to allow myself to do instead of forcing myself to make some other informational video about how to land your first gig in animation, because there's more to me in life than just that. So yeah, a lot of this at the end of the day is for me. It's not for you, but it is for you if you want it to be for you too. So like, here you go, here's your present, you're welcome. But at the end of the day, it's also for me. Like, I really just make this shit just because it's fun for me to do, and I like making things that allow me to really reflect on my life and just reflect on my shit, because just keeping it real. But at the end of the day, we're all gonna die, and you're really only gonna have yourself when it comes to the end of your life. So whatever you want to do with your life, make sure you're doing the shit that you've always wanted to do. And wow, this is getting really deep, but this is how it gets whenever I'm with my friends in real life too. Like, we always talk and just get so deep to the point where we always get back to the point of talking about, oh, but we're all gonna die someday. That's just the ultimate dark truth of life, baby. So yeah, so yeah, at the end of the day, you only got yourself, so you better be making shit that you care about, and that will ultimately impact someone else in a positive way. Like, I feel like the most simple, if you really do not know what to do with your life, just be yourself, because just you serving as that example is going to positively impact someone else in life. Like, if you just, that's something you can start with if you cannot even decipher on a specific field. Like, if you don't even know if you want to get into animation or become a doctor, instead of all that shit, just focus on yourself, your personality. What is it that you like to do when you're not doing anything else? What do you like to think about? What do you like to talk to your friends about? What do you like to just randomly do out of the blue? I don't know. So yeah, those are the things that I want to show off a little bit more of on this channel. Is just not me sharing my knowledge or my skills all the time. I think that shit is great, but Skillshare also exists. This is not sponsored, by the way, but yeah, I just want to be able to just have more personality on this page. I want to show more of who I am and just show more of my life and make sure that the things I make on this channel are things that I would be happy to look back on at the end of the day and not feel like everything I make has to be some thing that is a great project that makes me feel like I'm an intellectual being or whatever. So yeah, I just want to be myself a little bit more, be more personal, like this video, and yeah, I hope that y'all can learn something from this. I say this at the end of every video, and I was trying to avoid saying it at the end of this one, but I'm trying to not make this audio awkward by having random moments of silence, because this is totally uncut, by the way. But yeah, ultimately, at the end of the day, I just want to be more of myself and just have more ways to showcase myself and make more hobbies and activities that are fun for myself without feeling like I am doing this to capitalize on what it is I make, even though I'm probably gonna put ads on this video. But you know, a bitch needs to eat. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for listening to me just talk about my random thoughts in my head. This is pretty much what it's gonna be like if you were my friend in real life. I would be talking to you about this shit over coffee. So yeah, let me know how your day is going and where you are at life right now. I want to hear where you are at life right now, and just share me what you think you're going through in life and how you feel with your current life position, because I like listening about that shit from people's lives. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. My next video is probably gonna be a vlog or not, or something more personal. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll see y'all in the next one. If you want to check out my comics that I made on this video, they're on my Instagram @newtripled, or check out my Etsy shop where I have the comic book available for you to purchase. So yeah, I know I said I wanted to avoid capitalizing on this video, but you know, again, like I said, I'm a work in progress. All right, anyway, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Stay wholesome, bitches.